Greetings everyone and welcome. I'm your host Captain Ryan, and in today's video I'm back in the Yu-Yang here in World of Warships. As the battle gets underway, it's Warrior's Path, it's Domination Match Mode, and it is obviously a Tier 10 game since I'm in the Yu-Yang. Now I have spawned closest to the B cap point, so I'm going to head off to the B cap point. I've got backup coming with me in the form of at least one cruiser. I think I've got a couple of battleships as well, and a couple of destroyers tagging along. Now, fortunately, right off the bat, as we can see from the team's lineup at the top there, neither side has a destroyer advantage outright. The enemy team does have a Z-52, and the Z-52 is particularly good at hunting destroyers in these kinds of engagements just because it has that long-range, long-lasting hydro. However, it does get detected pretty easily, and I can see it before that, so I can start mitigating. Now as I push in here, enemy Chung Mu pops up. We immediately start engaging each other with main battery there. I don't pop my smoke screen just yet, but as I come around this island, I do, because that still being detected indicates to me that there is in fact another destroyer, and yes, there is the enemy Gearing and the enemy Z-52. Both of those destroyers popping up there, both of those very dangerous. So we know the Chung Mu, Z-52, and Gearing are all here at the B cap point. Now as I back up here towards the smoke screen where that Chung Mu is located, I'm not worried about torpedoes coming in from him because it's a Pan-Asia destroyer. They're deep water torpedoes. He can't hit me with them. Simultaneously, I can't hit him with torpedoes either, and while I am going to drop a set of torpedoes through this smoke screen, I'm not actually hoping to hit him. I'm not even hoping to scare him. If you paid attention to the mini-map there real quick, you can see a large number of cruisers and battleships heading towards the C cap point. I'm kind of hoping that I'll get lucky and connect with at least one or two on one of those many battleships or cruisers heading towards the C cap point. Now, we have managed to kill that Chung Mu. That's good for us. I think that was the other friendly destroyer who has regular torpedoes, and why I always say, don't sit broadside on in a smokescreen. Am detected as I'm still capping here, but you'll notice the cap has stopped going, and I am being detected, and that's when the Z-52 pops out of his smokescreen at danger close ranges. That's less than 6 kilometers there. Even if I break contact, even if he breaks contact, he still has his hydroacoustic up, so I have to open up that distance. 6 kilometers, that's the magic number here that I'm going to need. So, fortunately, still have my speed boost active and am able to open up that range. This is one of the reasons why I carry the speed boost consumable on all of my destroyers in spite of other options available, specifically on the US destroyers, simply because I want to be able to get out of that danger zone as quickly as possible. Enemy Gearing has managed to pull a Notzer and beach himself broadside onto me. However, he is no longer detected as he stopped firing. He drops off detectability. I did connect some hits with him, but that's not going to be enough to take him out of the game. At this point, however, having had to deal with the hydroacoustic from that Z-52, among other hits from the Chung Mu and the Gearing, I'm about half health here, so I do need to start seriously considering taking a backseat to aggressively hunting these destroyers, and instead focusing more on taking out these battleships and cruisers as a torpedo boat. And this Alabama looks like he's going to make himself a nice prime target. Now, given how much health he has left, the fact that he's on fire, the fact that he's maneuvering hard and being shot at by, well, pretty much everybody, I opt only to fire off one set of torpedoes. It's not worth wasting 2 sets here, as we will see. He's very low health. He's being shot at. My torpedoes aren't even going to get there before he gets taken out of the game. So, glad I didn't waste 2 sets there, and that does leave 1 set available for me. Now, again, as we see here, deep water torpedoes don't hit destroyers. This is really annoying because there I could have very easily hit that Z-52 and quite possibly taken him out of the game, if not left him on dangerously low health, something I could easily rush up and manage. Unfortunately, he's still got way more health than I do. The good news is he's at range, and I know he's not going to have his hydroacoustic just yet. My team holds the A and B cap point, and while we're currently tied for number of ships lost, the enemy team down on points because they have yet to secure a location. This is going to be an important factor in this game. Remember what I say, capping wins games. You need those points in order to cement victory. It's not just enough to kill the enemy. You have to get those caps. There's the Z-52 pushing back up. Dropped inside detection range there, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to open up on him. He's actually preoccupied shooting at the Shimakaze on the team, so that's good news for me. I don't have to worry about it. Bad news for the Shima, though, but the Shima's laying down a smoke screen. Now, our Shimakaze does have a couple of sets of torpedoes away there, but given that Z-52 did go behind the island, these are probably all going to miss, so that's a little bit disappointing there. However, Shimakaze torpedoes do have quite a good range on them, and those torpedoes, well, they're going to keep going. And in fact, they were lined up perfectly that it looks like they're actually going to hit that Prince Eugen that's in the back. And that Prince Eugen, well, he's AFK. He's not moving, as we can see from the lead indicator there, and we will zoom in on that. He is not moving. Torpedoes coming in. That spread is going to definitely be from the gearing. Get my speed boost up. Come on, torpedo beats it. Yes, just barely. Whoo, boy. There's the enemy Z-52 as I come out of the Shimakaze's smoke screen, and the Z-52 is laying down his own smoke screen. Now, I'm laying down my own smoke screen as well because after I opened fire, still detected, could have been any number of things. Fired off a set of torpedoes at that Prince Eugen. Didn't matter, as it turned out. Shimakaze's torpedoes did the job. But as you can see, Z-52's got his hydroacoustic back up, and once again, I basically forced to open that distance. Remember, 6 kilometers. So now, I'm outside of his detection range. I know he's at least 6 kilometers away. The good news is, he's not really in a position to be able to push out of that smoke screen, because if he does, it means pushing up towards me and potentially getting himself spotted with, well, a couple of battleships and a cruiser back over here. Not going to end well. Torpedoes coming in there. Those are from the Z-52, as we can see, 2 sets of 4 there. And I'm looking for ships to torpedo. Again, I don't have the health here. I can't engage in a gunfight with anything, and I have to be a little bit more cautious because that Z-52 is still lurking back over there, and his hydro is still going to be active. And that's when I spot 2 Tier 10 battleships pushing down that channel from the C cap point towards the B cap point. Now, this is good for me because it is a narrow channel. It leaves them limited room to maneuver until they clear those islands. So basically, I can just dump torpedoes down this channel and almost guarantee I'm going to hit 1, if not 2, or more of my torpedoes on those ships. Not enough outright to kill them, but if our Hindenburg plays well and stays alive long enough to get his own torpedoes away, that should be enough to kill them, and then we could take those guns out of the game. But look at this, Hindenburg has basically got himself into a position where he's now overly committed, and he's got incoming fire from the Zhao on one side, another cruiser on another side, and 2 battleships in front of him. He's just getting worn down rapidly. Plus, one of those battleships is a Kurfürst. Those secondaries are wrecking him. He is trying to get shots off at the Zhao, but he's not having any luck there, and he gets taken out of the game. More torpedoes coming in there. That Zhao is fairly low health. I do manage to connect 2 torpedoes down on the Yamato, I believe. Unfortunately, the second torpedo that I connected there did not cause flooding, as the first one did, and the Yamato immediately put it out. Now, enemies out, very low health here. Going to go ahead and open fire on him. That's going to cause a reset on the cap. That's good for my team. Very important that we maintain that. Zhao is dead. Don't get the kill on it. That's fine, though. Very dangerous cruiser. Very close to me. Definitely needs to die there. With that Zhao dead, my team is now up almost 300 points above the enemy team, but we're still fairly equal on number of ships. Managed to set that Kurfürst on fire here. That's going to be an important factor here, as he is going to continue to burn down as my team loses yet another ship. And now, technically, we're down on ships right now. So the enemy team has 6 to my team's 5. Now, my team has the destroyer advantage. We currently hold 3 destroyers to the enemy team's 2. But remember, those 2 destroyers, that's the Z-52, who has hydroacoustic, and that's still a gearing. Now, the gearing was last spotted basically down near where our Shimakaze is, and our Shima is, well, attempting to harass the enemy Richelieu, who's effectively reversing to the map border. Now, I fired off a set of torpedoes at that Yamato, but so did our Ibuki, and it looks like our Ibuki might actually get lucky here and connect. Unfortunately, it looks like that Yamato was shooting at our Fletcher. I don't know who was spotting him or how he was being spotted exactly, since he was in a smoke screen there, but he does get taken out of the game, so now it's a 2-destroyer versus 2-destroyer. My team's down to 4. Enemy team down to 5. Get a little too close to the Kurfürst. Wander inside of his hydro range, and then wander inside my own detection range. That's a bit of a problem for me. The Kurfürst did not extinguish that first fire, so as a result, that torpedo and flooding hit are not going to stick. He's able to put that out right away. The good news, I have torpedoes back up in 30 seconds, and there's still an Ibuki back there, and hopefully he'll have torpedoes. Enemy gearing gets spotted again, and now, look, I just realized how much health our Shimakaze has. Our Shima cannot be spotted. Anything that spots him, regardless of how much health he's got, is not going to be able to do anything. Ibuki manages to miss his first set of torpedoes on that Kurfürst. Really disappointing here. 6 seconds left until I can fire off a set. It looks like he's going to be able to connect. Yes, he does get 2 torpedoes there, and hopefully those will continue to flood out there, as his damage control should currently be on cooldown. Fire off a set anyway. You never know, I might get lucky. I might finish him off. And now I'm going to try and push up, get torpedoes off at that Richelieu, but also, since I have way more health than that gearing, I'm going to try and push up and take that gearing out of play. He's a very dangerous destroyer, especially to our Shimakaze, given how much health he's got. Shima's laid a smoke screen and is firing at the Richelieu from inside that smoke. That's when the gearing pops up there. Very, very low health. Come on. Didn't quite get fully aimed there, but that's all right. Managed to connect on him, take him out of the game, and that's actually my first kill in the game. Because I'm detected as a result of firing my guns at that gearing, and the Richelieu is a pretty dangerous ship, given how much health I've got, I slam my brakes, pop my smoke screen. The end result, though, of doing that is now that Richelieu is no longer spotted. And that's actually going to piss off our Shimakaze just a little bit, as he's going to start pinging the map and basically tell me to spot. But of course, in this situation, that's kind of understandable. But so was me slamming on my brakes and popping a smokescreen, because I cannot afford to be detected just the same as he cannot afford. Now, as I leave my smokescreen, spot the Richelieu, so hopefully our Monarch and our Shimakaze can combine their fire and take him out of the game and equal up this game. The enemy team has secured the B cap point. That's going to be the Kurfürst doing there. Possibly the Z-52. I don't know where he is, though. Zhao last seen all the way back towards our spawn, headed towards the A cap point. If they take the A cap point, even though we're currently up on points, about 200 points ahead of the enemy team, if they take it, there's no way we're going to be able to win the game. So I'm already starting to head back towards the C cap point. But you'll notice I'm not even paying attention to the Richelieu at this point. I feel like our Monarch and our Shimakaze should be able to finish him off. What I'm looking for is that Kurfürst, because there he is. I knew he was back over there. It was just a question of which side of the island I was going to find him on. Now, he started moving forward, and he has started recovering his health. So the flooding that was caused by those torpedoes from the Ibuki did not last long enough. It did cause enough damage to kill him outright. So he's going to start recovering health there. Have one set away there. But as you can see, he's changing his species, varying his speed. He's very smart. He's pretty much well aware there is a destroyer of some sort back down over here. Enemy Zhao starts taking the A cap point, so that means we're not going to gain any points at this point. But with the Richelieu dead, again, we're back up on points, just under 300 points ahead. The question is, can I get a set of torpedoes to connect? And yes, I do. The first set actually does manage to connect, taking the Kurfürst out. So with that, that's my second kill in the game. 100,000 damage done, and now there are just 2 ships left on the enemy team. This is very, very good for my team. I know the Z-52 doesn't have a lot of health left, and I could probably take him, but I don't know where he is, and that's when our Shimakaze, with no health left, ends up spotting the Z-52. Now, I do have more health than him. Unfortunately, I'm way out of position to deal with it. Z-52 takes out our Shimakaze. This is very unfortunate. But I have other priorities to think about. Mainly, I need to secure a cap. Not just one cap at this point, given how much time is left in the game. I need to secure at least 2. Zhao manages to burn down the Monarch, and that's going to be leaving me alone against 2. But hey, our Shimakaze managed to hit a torpedo on that Z-52. Yay, wall of skill for the win. And now it's a 1v1 situation. Except it's a 1v1 situation where I'm in a destroyer with half health versus a Zhao of unknown strength and capabilities. He has also taken the A cap point, so the enemy team now holds 2 of the caps at this point. My team holds none. We are capping C, and because I'm the only person left alive on the team, it's basically going to broadcast my position to the Zhao. The Zhao knows full well where I am. Of course, if he was paying attention to the minimap and saw the Shimakaze and, of course, the Monarch, he would know full well anyway the moment I stepped foot on the C cap point. Of course, looking at the situation, how much time there is left, how much my team is currently in the lead by, only 150 points, I have to go step on the B cap point. I don't necessarily have to capture it, I just have to step on it. I have to prevent the enemy team from gaining points to be able to catch up to us. This is a bit of a tricky maneuver because I don't know where that Zhao is. I don't know when he started his turn to head towards the B cap point, and if he's any kind of good player, or anybody on his team is any kind of good player, they are probably shouting out in chat. They know full well, I have to go to the B cap point. I have to step on it. So it's going to be a showdown at B. The only question is, who's going to be able to get the drop on whom? Now, as I approach here, the B cap point has that island dead center. I'm going to try and use this to my advantage. Specifically, I'm going to position my ship in a way that I can spot that Zhao, and I can easily spot him outside of my detection range, approaching from the A cap point. And if I can't spot him, but the cap stops counting, then I know he's behind the island coming in, and that's going to give me enough time and cover to make a break for it. As you can see, I've positioned myself so I can, if I need to, run forward and use that island for cover, and that's when the Zhao is spotted. So he's coming down this channel here. Fire off a first set of torpedoes on the lead indicator there, but I'm kind of suspecting as he's got his spotter, his catapult fighter up here, he's gonna see that first set of torpedoes, so he's probably gonna turn in. And sure enough, he does spot that first set, but he doesn't spot the second set. Aircraft passes by a little too late, or a little too soon to see those torpedoes. So he has turned in, so that first set is going to miss, but the second set, maybe not. Now he's closing in here. I have seconds left, and you'll notice I started moving forward the moment I saw there was about 3 seconds left. Do manage to connect a torpedo on that Zhao, so now he's half strength as well, but that still means he's got double my health and 12 very angry 8-inch guns. And as I leave the B cap point, he does start capturing it. The good news is, however, there's only 1 minute and 30 seconds left. I don't think, even if he takes it, provided I survive, they're going to have enough time to gain the necessary points in order to win. Now, I have a dilemma here. I can run to C, or I can use that island for cover and try and keep those islands between him and myself, as I figure he might just sit back behind that island trying to cap, hoping I'm going to be foolish enough to come and try and round. Well, unfortunately for me, he's still pushing forward. He probably realizes the only way to win is to kill me. So I'm detected anyway, open fire, gonna use this island as cover. I lay down a smoke screen here. Now my shots do manage to connect, and they reset him, so he's not gonna be able to capture there. There's less than 1 minute left in the game. I have my smoke screen. I'm not sure what I want to do, and that's when he gets too close. Hydroacoustic is up, plus he's got his catapult fighter still up being detected. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit in my smoke screen. I'm not going to sit out in the open. I'm going to pull a tactical Nautzer. I'm going to beach myself, and I'm going to use this island as solid rock armor, counting on the fact that he cannot get around this island in less than 30 seconds to kill me. And even if he does, that the first 2 shots from his forward guns are not going to be enough to kill me. Now, his hydroacoustic wears off, my smoke screen has enveloped me, so I cannot be detected. But he's got to know I'm here. The question is, which direction is he going to come from? You'll notice, though, the cap has stopped counting. He's not taking it anymore. That means he's coming from that side over there. So I push forward just a little bit more. Proximity detected. He opens fire. Oh my god, come on. Seconds left. Not even. Finish it off by surviving. Hiding against a rock. Trapped like an animal. But my gamble paid off. 119,000 damage in that game. Only 2 kills. 6 torpedo hits. 4 base resets. And 2 solo base captures in the game. Full 20 minutes there. Top of the of the team for XP earned at 2100 base XP, but look at that, our Montana and our Ibuki both also scoring 21, nearly 2000 base XP there, with the next nearest people on our team all in the 1200s, with the exception of the Richelieu down at the bottom with only 500. Anyway, that's it for today's video. If you like the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. If you'd like to get semi-regular channel news and updates, you can do so by liking and following me on Facebook. If you've got a replay like this one that you'd like to see featured on my channel, you can send it to my email. If you'd like to help support me in the channel, you can do so by becoming my supporter on Patreon. Every little bit helps. And if you'd like to watch me play various games live, you can do so by following me on Twitch. You can find the links for all of those in the video description down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.